Hey, Motorman here, and I got a couple of great tips for you. They're oldies but goodies. But before I go into the tips, I want to show you this. We have this. Give a close-up to this, camera girl. We have a close-up of the Ride Like a Pro book. This is the black and white pictures. You've got the brand new Ride Like a Pro experience video, and of course the practice guide, shortcuts to riding like a pro, surviving the mean streets, Ride Like a Pro on the Tail of the Dragon for high-speed winding roads, and part 2 of that. And we're also going to throw in a free Ride Like a Pro patch and a reflective helmet sticker, and that's $84.75. I know it's freezing cold where you are right now. It's probably snowing. This is the best time to catch up on your reading and watch some videos, so when the weather warms up, you'll be ready. We'll also have, and this is a great special, I like this, the USB version. There are 2 videos on here. There's the Ride Like a Pro experience video and Surviving the Mean Streets on USB, and we're going to throw in, again, Ride Like a Pro patch. That's an iron-on patch. You don't have to worry about sewing it on. And the Ride Like a Pro reflective sticker for your helmet. And we're going to give you these things because I know, like I said, most people are just sitting around doing nothing. You can't ride your motorcycle, so watch a whole bunch of motorcycle riding stuff. You'll enjoy it. Now let's go to the clips. But before I do, I want some opinions on the beard. What do you think? I think it makes me look sophisticated. My wife says it makes me look old. What do you think? Comment below. Here's the tips.
You know, I recently went out and I test rode some of the new Harleys. In fact, I rode a new CVO Ultra. That motorcycle weighs 925 pounds. That's a heavy bike. There's no way you're going to muscle that bike around. You have to have technique. 3 techniques I teach: the proper use of your head and eyes. Wherever you turn your head and eyes, that's where the bike will go, because the hands naturally follow the eyes. It's the opposite of your instincts, but in my Ride Like a Pro video, I show you a step-by-step approach that will force you to use that technique, and you need to use it at all speeds, but especially at low speeds. The other technique, the proper use of the friction zone, you know how important that is. If that clutch is all the way out at low speeds, you're not in control of your motorcycle. You need to be in control, especially at low speeds where gravity wants to pull you to the ground. So you got the head and eyes, the friction zone, a little bit of pressure on the rear brake. That's what we teach in the Ride Like a Pro video. It's a series of exercises that will force you to get better and better at these techniques. The more you know how to handle your motorcycle, especially at low speeds, the more fun riding is going to be. And riding a motorcycle becomes more fun when you actually know what the hell you're doing. Check this out. This is complete total control. And this is what it looks like when you don't know what you're doing. Feet straight out, staring down, duck walking the motorcycle. Come on, you paid $40,000 for a motorcycle you don't know how to ride? Get those feet up. Whenever the bike is in motion, your feet belong on the pegs of the floorboards. Knowing these techniques, when that car pulls out in front of you, you'll know exactly what to do. You got to lean and swerve that motorcycle. There's no other way around it. Everybody knows somebody who says, a car pulled out in front of me, so I had to lay her down. What they're really saying is, I had no clue how to get out of the way, so I slammed on the brakes and slid on my ass, crashing to avoid a crash. That's the last thing you want to do. Believe me, it works much better with the bike up on 2 wheels. You could do anything you want. The whole reason police agents use motorcycles is because of their maneuverability. If you can't maneuver the bike the way you see me doing here, you're in deep trouble. Till next week. Now, once you got that leaning down, you'll be ready for the elusive U-turn on a side street. So many people have a problem with that simple U-turn. In fact, let me see you show of hands. I'm not going to make fun of you, but put your hand up if you're having a problem making a U-turn. Okay, we got one wimp over there, 2 sissies over here. No, I'm kidding. Now, for the people who did not put their hand up, you might be misunderstanding me. When I say having a problem making a U-turn, if your U-turn looks like this, this is a problem. If every time your bike drops below 20 miles an hour, you suddenly turn into a little girl who just took the training wheels off the first 2-wheeler. This ain't right.
Or I see the guys with their feet out like this every place they go. I call them members of the Foot Draggers Riding Club. You could even be a member of the Foot Draggers Club and not know it, but if you wear your shoes out before your tires, you're a foot dragger. Get those feet up, come on. That's not helping you. I've seen guys with the giant front wheel on the motorcycle. They got 60 grand in their bike and they're still dragging their feet. You got all that stuff so you can look cool. You put those feet down like this, you look like a doofus. Now, if you want people to say, hey, look at that guy, what a beautiful bike, but what a doofus riding it. Come on, get those feet up. Now, have you noticed these two red lines we have here in the parking lot? They're 24 feet apart. There's one here, one right over there. That's your average side street where you might want to make a U-turn. Bike like this turns in less than 18 feet, so theoretically, 24 feet should be a whole bunch of room to make a U-turn. Unless you do it like this. You're probably going to recognize a friend of yours in this demonstration. But here I am cruising down the road. I'm on a dinner run. I got the wife on the back of the bike. I even go by the shopping center so I can see my reflection as I ride by. You all do it. Some of them go around 2 or 3 times like this. Hey, look, honey, that's me. I look like a biker, don't I? I got a do-rag, got a black vest. I must be a biker. I even put a chain on my wallet. I don't know what the hell it's for, but my buddy got a chain, so I got a bigger one. Now, his wife, she looks at her reflection, and I don't know why this is, but women are more critical. She says, honey, did these chaps make my ass look big? And he says, no, you look fine. Always say no to that. She said, because, you know, I'm big boned. Maybe I shouldn't have got it. He says, no, you look great. She said, you know, when you were busy looking at yourself back then, you missed the turn. We're going to be late for dinner, make a U-turn and go back. Now, he's afraid of this U-turn. He starts at 5 feet from the curb. Next thing he does, he doesn't want to hit that curb, so he looks at it. He stares at the thing he doesn't want to hit. And I told you the bike goes wherever you look, the more he stares at it, the closer he gets to it. It's like a strange force is pulling him to that curb, and he gets here and he realizes he's not going to make it. Now he's got to back up. An 850-pound motorcycle with a big mouth on the back, and that's not easy. And he's struggling. Finally he says, honey, come on. You got to get off. She says, why do I have to get off? You think I'm fat? I'm not fat. I just got big bones. He said, I don't think it's your big bones. It's your big ass. Now get the hell off the bike. And now we got a full-blown domestic situation. She's never getting back on that bike. That ride is over. But I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Using 3 simple techniques. Head nods, friction zone, a little bit of rear brake, nothing to it. First thing I'm going to do is get my front tire close to the curb on the right. I'll be in the friction zone. Little pressure on the rear brake. As soon as my front tire gets near that curb, I turn my head and eyes and look behind me because that's where I want to go. My hands will follow my eyes. Front tire goes here, head and eyes go back here, and as you can see, that's 6 or 8 feet to spare. If the street is only 20 foot wide, I just lean the bike a little further. The further I lean the motorcycle, the tighter the turn I can make. But I know what you're thinking. I've been doing this for a while, and I got to where I could practically read people's minds. Let me find somebody here whose mind I could read. Let's see. This guy, you know what he's thinking? He's thinking, I'd love to see this guy fall on his ass just once. How love you think of that? There's another guy in the back there saying, wait a second. I ride with my wife on the back of the bike, and she's back there, and I try to make a U-turn. I feel like I'm docking the freaking Queen Mary. I need a tugboat to help me out. So let me see you do this stuff with 2 people on the bike. All right, this is for the skeptics. My wife's not afraid to get on here. She has complete confidence in my abilities. Keep in mind also, ladies, if you're going to get on a bike with a guy and he's duck walking it, the handlebars are shaking, he's staring at the ground, I'd question his masculinity first of all. I'm telling you, he's dragging his feet. He's got a little sugar in his tank. Don't get on there, you're wasting your time. Come on, nothing changes with a passenger. Head and eyes, friction zone, a little bit of rear brake, the bike reacts the exact same way. Switch places quickly. How many times I gotta tell you this? Quickly now, they don't have all day. Now don't try this at home, kids, unless you use your father's bike. Oh, you like that because it's dangerous. I see what kind of crowd we got here. Jim, it's a safety-oriented show, so please hold on. Find something to hold on to. There you go. For safety reasons only. These two have been married, by the way, for 31 years. High school sweethearts. Marianne told me when they started dating in high school, they used to go out dining and dancing 3 times a week. 31 years later, they still go out dining and dancing 3 times a week. She goes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. He goes Tuesday, Saturday, and Thursday. 2 tiny women. 2 850-pound motorcycles handled with the ease of a child's toy. There's nothing to it. It's just technique. Get everybody in here, place and file the lever. I've seen a lot of group rides in my time, most of which look more like a Chinese fire drill than anything you're going to see here. It shouldn't be that way. Your life depends on those people behind you. Everybody who rides should know the motor officer techniques, saving $5 over the internet price. We also have Survive in the Mean Streets DVD. That's going to show you how to avoid the most common motorcycle crashes using the police motor officer techniques. That's just $20. And we got that. This is your chance to get the DVD. If you missed any part of this, we're going to do it all over again at 12 o'clock.